Good evening, people. My name is James. I'm a local podcaster for other states. I just want to bring up a subject of racism and military veterans trying to use their military tactics towards citizens. Um, so tonight I have had my wife call. I've had an individual call my wife a whore Nazi survivor. This individual is an army veteran, served in Vietnam, has a history of violence, drugs, and alcohol, stealing, has a history of being kicked out of places. I'm a podcaster. Yes, I believe in Donald Trump. Donald Trump is making America free again, and we're working with him. This individual is a Democrat, and he's trying everything he can do to terrorize a woman that can't even protect herself. That is, my wife is got severe epilepsy. She is sick. She's mentally and physically of a mind of a 5-year-old. And this monster is here kissing her hand, sexually trying to do sexual advances on her. She can't even defend herself. She can't even fight at this moment. She's an individual that is mentally ill. And this sick individual lives with us, and he has the nerves to threaten and try to intimidate me tonight, saying that he would do sexual things towards me in a prison. I'll let you be the judge of things. I am a podcaster. I report the truth and the news. I try to look at both sides of the coin, especially Democrats and Republicans. I try to be open-minded. I do label myself as a Republican, and I believe what Donald Trump is doing is the right thing to make America great. Sometimes you have to rough things up to get to the corruption. You got to realize corruption is everywhere. It could be in jails, it could be police, it could be your next door neighbor, it could be racism, it could be a lot of problems. But I can tell you this, you got to protect yourself and your family. Donald Trump, yes, in the eyes of people, they think he's an evil guy. I've heard both sides of the coin, I'm understanding both sides. I'm also a person that believes in free speech. I believe that people have a right to their opinions, yes. But how far will that go to commit violence towards people? I mean, I grew up in an atmosphere where everybody should get along. It shouldn't be black on black or whites on whites or blacks against whites or whites against black. It should be God put us on this planet for a reason. We're all here. We're all different colors. We're all people. We're all human. I'm going through similar problems out of Oregon. And I can tell you for a fact that corruption, I've seen evil and I've seen corruption. We have law enforcement pulling guns on a lady that has epilepsy and a mind of a 5-year-old. She's been diagnosed with this. She has a lot of problems medically. And we got this guy named Michael sitting here harassing, calling her names. She can't even defend herself. And he sits on our bed and kisses her arm and harasses her. And always holding her, always touching her. He's got problems of his own. Yes, I understand that. But how far will it go before something is done? I've reported this to people, and of course I'm still waiting. But I can tell you this, he's trying to use his military background to justify what he's doing. He's trying to say that since he's military of a high clearance and that he hasn't been declassed or briefed, gives him the right to terrorize innocent people that can't even defend for themselves. Just look at her. She can't even defend herself. She is hot. She's in bed. She's bedridden right now, terrified to leave the room and terrified to do anything because of people like him. How far is this going to go? I believe in the laws, and I believe that there should be peace between all of us. It shouldn't be just one side. It should be us standing together, united. Yes, one side believes in emotions. I've seen the videos. Other sides believe in politics and resolution. I believe that it should be both. It should be understanding and feelings for one another. Yes, we have transgender people that want to be, that are men but are women inside. Why not give that respect? I mean, they are people like us. Yeah, different. So what are we afraid of? Do you believe in aliens? I'm not talking about Mexican people or what you referred online. They're not Mexican people. They are human beings of different colors. Yes, we're trying to get them back to their country, but it's not about racism. It's about that we're overcome with violence because of everything. It's not just them, it's all of us. Open your eyes and realize that it's happening all around us. Today, Cohen testified on the stand about Trump. He lied out of his ass. I can tell you, though, that yes, Trump may have done some stuff, but there was a reason. If you notice, Trump has never once taken money from citizens. He's gave money. What do you think about his Trump towers? He sold them. Trump is using his money because no one else wants to step up. And you know the $6 billion he's using to build his wall? Trump is using his money. He sold his towers. You need to do your research. Trump sold his towers and his properties. He's closed his restaurants. Trump is just like us, broke because he spends his monies to make a difference. Trump is not a bad person, people. You gotta understand, it's just like it would be if you were to run for president and I was you, you'd be profiling your own self because you'd be trying to do things to make a difference. All I'm asking people is to open your mind to things and realize this. I'm not here to make people mad. I'm telling you, I understand both sides. I understand the Democrats and I understand the Republicans. Now, my question is, do you believe in aliens? You know we're not the only people on this planet. So, with aliens among us, which Donald Trump has opened, I mean, we should have been told this a long time ago by our own government. I mean, can you imagine what our world would have looked like back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s with advanced technology? We wouldn't be having this violence problem. We wouldn't be having any problems, wars, nothing. Money wouldn't exist. It would be pleasant. Kids would be safe. People would be safe. I believe of all sides of the coin. I'm not taking sides. I'm not doing this. I'm just saying the facts and the truth. Please do your research, people, because this is happening all over the place. I've seen YouTube videos after YouTube videos of the same problem. And all of it is our opinions getting in the way of the truth. So if your kid was to take a candy bar, do you think really calling 911 just because your kid took a candy bar? What happened to common sense and common law? You know, common law used to be in the United States. Common law is where your kid would return the candy bar and apologize. Now we got 3 or 4-year-olds going to jail because people call the police and demand that a child be sent to jail. You know, the police are not meant to be used for that. They're meant to keep citizens safe, not to be going after their own citizens. They're supposed to keep citizens safe from foreign people trying to kill and terrorize. I'm a strong believer in peace, and I believe that Democrats, Republicans, whatever, we need to get along, and we need to do it now. If in a time of war, we need to be able to depend on each other to fight for this country. Yes, there is corruption. Let's get rid of the corruption. Let's get rid of law enforcement that are corrupted. Let's get people in we trust. Let's get common law back. Instead of our younger generation sitting in jail, let's get them into programs where they're not going to commit crimes anymore. What about our high population of people in jail? Do you know that the United States is the highest in the world for the most incarceration in the United States? I mean, research this. It's all everywhere. And we have opioid addictions, drugs addictions. We got problems with that. People doing things to themselves or others. We got, cops killing innocent people or killing cops and getting away with it. Stand up for your rights, people. Stand up for you. I mean, open your eyes and realize things around you, because if you do, you can think like I do. I get called many names. I do. Since I've opened up as a podcaster, I've been called many things. I don't let things get to me. I welcome people's opinions and any solution people has. Let's not just impeach the president. He didn't do anything wrong. What Cohen said today had no evidence and basis. What I saw was a check that could have been forged by a computer. And if you freeze frame that photo that they have of that check, it looks fake. It does not look like Donald Trump's signature. If you compare it to his signature, you're going to see it looks like Cohen's signature. What he's trying to do is he's freaking out because he knows that when he goes to prison, he's not going to be coming out for many years like he said. He's afraid. So is the deep state. And I can tell you, if the President of the United States is watching this, Mr. President, I represent you. I'm a podcaster, and I am thankful for what you're doing. I will represent you with all authority, and I will represent the United States. I believe what you're doing is good. Keep making America great. Help us get through our problems. Issue martial law. Don't just sit there anymore. Call martial law. Do your mass arrests. Do what you got to do to take corruption down. This has got to stop, and this has got to stop now. Any Democrat in the United States that doesn't believe in peace but war are terrorists. Anybody that wants to harm their own citizens for their own greed is considered terrorists. I told you I don't take sides, but I do believe that this has got to stop. This is nonsense, and people attacking innocent people that can't defend themselves has got to stop. I am also a licensed venter. I have made a first responder watch for kids and adults that I'm willing to get out if I can get people to help money-wise and become a partner to the project. It's at prototype stage, and I want to get it built because I believe that's going to stop crimes against our own kids. It'll also stop crime a lot from evil people, and I tell you, I've seen hell, and I can tell you that he's on a roll to cause problems. Did you know that on WikiLeaks, before it got shut down, Russia is even said they had no involvement with Donald Trump? Even before he was president, the Democrats knew that he was planning to, because he put a bid in 2015. Not 16, 2015 he had a bid in to become president and pulled out. of the race for a while until 2016. Let's stand up for things, you know. My wife is terrified of things. She's got a mind of a 5-year-old now. I've been taking care of her since she's been sick. She's got severe epilepsy. And she's a famous model herself. She modeled as a kid, and I can send you information and paperwork and stuff on her that would show she's a good person. No criminal record. Can't even harm a soul. And she's got people pulling guns out on her and threatening her life on a daily basis. What type of life is this? I mean, as you can see, my wife is terrified. I can show you. She sits in bed all the time. This is her. She's got a mental illness, and she can't defend herself. To make things worse, we got a jail system and a sheriff's department in Scappoose, Oregon, which is Columbia County, Oregon Sheriff's Office, that thinks they can rape, murder, terrorize people under the Geneva Act, committing terrorist activities towards their own citizens just to make money. I mean, the FBI and the judge had to tell us to move away so that we would be protected. Now, they're trying to use my free speech against me because I worked security for my dad on private property, and the laws clearly state as long as we are on private property, there is no laws regulating saying a citizen cannot stand up. There's actually something called the movement, which is allows even a kid, 18 and up as well, to stand up to protect their neighbors or to protect their family. That's what I was doing on private property that was clearly marked private property. We have people threatening guns at us. We have people threatening harm. Just because I stood up to protect my dad, which is a war hero. He's retired Navy as a Chief Petty Officer. He retired back in '83 with full honors. He protected his country in Vietnam. He went right back into Vietnam. He did 4 to 5 tours in Vietnam. When no one else wanted to, he went in. He risked his life to protect the United States. When my dad came home and retired, he still protected the United States. He did things to help law enforcement. He raised me and my son. Yes, I've had terrible things happen to me in my past and made stupid decisions. I've learned from them. And I can tell you, America, you can do the same thing. You can learn. Bring back common law and bring back sense. Don't let your opinions and emotions get in the way. Yes, it's fine to have emotions, and yes, it's fine to have peace. Put them together, and people live in harmony. I mean, please stand up, people. Stand up if you believe America should be great again. I do, and I am proud to say that I will love the day for America to be safe again and to be great again. And I think the wall idea is a good idea. We need it for right now. I don't believe permanently, but I mean, for a while, the wall would work. Let's get all these people that are still in our jobs, still in our money, killing our citizens out of the United States long enough to solve the problem. We're not saying they can't come back. We're saying that Mexico needs to get a system in place. They have so much corruption, so much problems down there too. It's not just us, it's everywhere. If we can stand up against corruption and the deep state, then that will show other countries to do the same thing. All these people coming into our country are using violence against us is because they've had it done to them. Put yourself in people's shoes. I have. Please, people, don't let violence or intimidation to get in the way of making America great. Now, I'm saying I'm not on both sides, and I brought out both points. I believe that the Democrats have a point. I believe the Republicans have a point. I believe in both sides. I believe both of them are trying to come up with a solution. The wall does work. You got scientist people saying this, and the whole wall idea, people, it's been up since the 1940s. This is not the first time people have recommended the wall. Scientists have been recommending this since 1943. That was during the war. It's not just now that everything, it's America is going downwards. We're going backwards when we should be going forward, especially in electronics point of view. We should be on ships in outer space. We should have flying cars. We should have energy that doesn't pollute the planet. We should be able to do things to protect ourselves and to go out at night and not have to worry about people shooting us. Come on, people. Make a decision. Don't be on anybody's side. Just watch, learn, and understand. Mother Nature once said, "You are connected to the earth. You are one with the earth. You can sense what's going around in outer limits. Please protect me and protect my planet and the people that live on it." There was a poem by L.A. Stein that said that peace among people is when people in harmony are willing to share each other and understand each other. Friendship goes a long way, people. And I believe what Donald Trump is doing is good. He has to stop corruption, and a lot of ways is he has to pretend that he's corrupted. I mean, have you guys ever thought that maybe he's trying to do what they do in the movies? He tries to put himself out as corrupted to catch corruption. I mean, the whole Russian thing is him trying to capture someone that would be willing to go up to him and say, "Oh yeah, I know this and that." I mean, that's how we gather intel in the military. That's how the enemy gathers intel. They infiltrate, they act like they're on their side, and then they go back to their country and share the information. We do the same thing in the military. What's the term word that people use in the movies and in real life? Going undercover. Throwing the badge away to go evil enough to gather intel. Similar to what Donald Trump is doing. You gotta read between the lines, and I can tell you that Donald Trump is bringing out the proof for everybody. Look at what Hillary Clinton is doing. Look at what Barack Obama is doing. Look at what everybody is trying to do. They're trying to discriminate the president, and he is out of the country. He is in Vietnam doing a nuclear summit. He's not here to defend himself. But when he is, they don't want to have meetings or have him involved. What is up with that? Why can't he defend himself in the courtroom? Why is it so different? You got to realize, in the courtroom, the state is not a victim. The state tries to play themselves as a victim. They are not. There are laws stating that the states are not always the victim. Donald Trump should have the right to go into a courtroom, face his accusers face to face, and allow his attorneys to prosecute and to cross-examine those people that are accusing him of serious crimes. It goes with all of us. You're proven innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven innocent. If you read the laws, it clearly states you're innocent until proven guilty, not the other way around. All these laws you see passed are because of the deep state corruption. Corruption passed these laws so that they can get away with things. That's law enforcement. You know how many people are getting shot and killed on a daily basis, and law enforcement get treated like royalties for doing it? What is up with paid leave? They go on leave with pay. They get an extra pay bonus to murder someone while the police investigate their own people. That is an extra $75,000 in cash on their bonuses because it's a vacation. A lot of these officers that I know can tell you for a fact that They've heard from officers that's been accused of serious crimes. They even state that it's a paid vacation. They go and leave the state after an investigation or they come back. So please, people, open up your minds and open up your head. Realize the truth is there. And Donald Trump is opened up the truth to you. Just watch. You can see what these Democrats are doing. I mean, how is he a million miles away and they're having Cohen do this interview in front of the committee when the president is not even there to be able to defend himself? I mean, why is it when he's in the United States they don't do anything, but when he leaves the country, here comes the Democrats all happy-dappy and they're too scared to face him. They're so happy when he leaves so that they can commit their crimes. So, if it was you and me, they wouldn't do that to us, would they? Donald Trump has never once used his money against people. He never has. And this whole affair thing, that was Cohen that paid off the lady. And I believe he had an affair with that model, and I believe so. I mean, if you go back and read the report, she even admits that it wasn't Donald Trump she had an affair. She had an affair with Cohen. And Cohen and her had sexual relationship on more than one occasion. You could read all of this in his own statements. Cohen is a liar and a coward. He's trying to get himself out of a 3-year sentence for a crime he committed. He's even stated he takes full responsibility for it. Though he sits there in another courtroom and says he's going to retaliate against Donald Trump because Donald Trump kicked him out of the White House and reported him for his crimes. You got to realize Donald Trump is the one that called the FBI. It was not the Democrats. Donald Trump called the FBI and called it to everybody's attention in his tweets and on everywhere. As you notice, people, Donald Trump protected the United States by getting this attorney arrested and out of the White House. And Cohen's retaliating because he was found guilty of lying. He was found lying on the stand. He was found guilty of lying in Congress. He was found guilty of lying. He has a history of lying. He has a history of being sick for a while. He has a history of problems with his wife and kids. His own daughters reported that he had financial problems for a while. All these threats that he's saying that Donald Trump is doing in the White House, get real. Who would spend the money just to terrorize an attorney? I mean, that attorney is going through so much as it is. It is Cohen that is threatening the safety of national security by lying. Do not trust him. I'm begging you guys, open your eyes to reality. He is the true liar. He's the true enemy. I was watching that video and I could tell you of psychology. Any psychologist that was looking at his face, did you guys notice that his eyes went completely black? When he got confronted, he had so much hatred in his eyes that he wanted to kill people. That's how much hatred he had. It's not that he likes Americans. He hates us. That attorney was hoping that he could take out and accuse innocent people and take as many people down with him. When I saw that look in his eyes, I had to freeze frame it and zoom in. His eyes were black. His pupils, his corneas were gone. It was pure black. He was mad to the T, and you could see it on his face. He was ready to get up and slap somebody. Look at how aggressive he got in the courtroom. And then they had to he tried to say that Donald Trump is racist, though there's a black lady that works with him. And she can even verify that he's never been racist. And what about all the communities out there, the different color communities that said that Donald Trump has donated money to their foundation? Just like the military, they confirm on Christmas he was there for 3 days, people. He wasn't there at the very end. Donald Trump spent 3 days overseas visiting military personnel. He was there for Christmas. There's videos to prove it. And what they call fake news, that was fake news trying to lie to say Donald Trump was never there. There is proof that he was there with those military people. Ask every one of those military officers, and I can show you videos of military personnel sticking up for the president. They confirmed that no other president has ever spent 3 days, and if the presidents do come out, it's only for 15 minutes. Donald Trump not only went out, spent 3 days, he spent hours with them. He had dinner, Christmas dinner with them. He brought food. He even sat down with them, said, "Oh, this is what you need. I'm going to get it to you." And he got those supplies to them. Just realize, people, that it seems to be that I get called a loyalist because I believe what Donald Trump is doing good. That's fine. I believe what Donald Trump is doing is good. I believe he's playing both sides, and he's playing the side of intel. Any good cop, any good person would do the same thing. If I was a cop and I needed to get information about a crime, I would do the same thing. I would go undercover and pretend myself to be a criminal. I would do things just to get information that could protect the United States. That's what he's doing, people. It's just like the movies. You gotta relate. Donald Trump knows all about movies. He has a model that knows about it. He's using the same tactics against them, and I'm saying, people, wake up and understand. I'm a podcaster, and I can tell you, starting Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays between 8 p.m. and midnight, I'm going to be on Spreaker. And I'll have it open. If you want to download the app, I'll take feedback. I'll take frustration. I'll take from both sides. I'm listening. I'm not going to get mad. I want to hear both sides of a solution. I don't think impeaching the president is the right thing to do. I believe that I want to hear from both sides of the coin. I'm open to hear both sides and get a solution. Let's work together, people. We're human. We are human beings. In a reality, we're aliens, just like other worlds. Other worlds, they consider us aliens. We are. Let's get along, people. Let's do things to be a group again. Let's be united. Let's be a nation. Right now, our national security is threatened due to research. The wall's a good idea for a while. I don't believe a permanent solution is the key, but I do believe that this wall will solve our problems for a while and will help us reorganize. Let's get as many as we can get out. Let's stop crime and then go back to the situation and see what we can do. Because, let's get a deal with Mexico. Let's help them. Let's figure out a solution and then go to Mexico and do the same thing like we did to North Korea. We got a nuclear deal with North Korea. This is the first president in history that's ever tried to make an attempt, like he did, to go there to get North Korea to join us, and they did. They opened their arms to us. Yes, they're still building nuclear weapons, but I don't blame them. Look at what the Democrat says about them on national TV. I would be doing the same thing to protect my family. You got Democrats saying if they were president that they would discontinue the contract and go and shoot them down. What solution is that going to do? Nothing. It just brings us back to war, and eventually we're going to nuke ourselves. I mean, we will. And the whole WikiLeaks and Edward Snowden, believe it or not, Edward Snowden opened the possibility to things. Look at what Barack Obama did. He took a spy plane, an unmanned spy plane, and landed it in the hands of the enemy. He gave U-boats to the enemy. He wants war. And look, Barack Obama was never born in Hawaii. Look at his records. He is a Muslim. He was born in a country that hates the United States. His plan, believe it or not, it is his own words. He wanted a new republic. I mean, how many have heard that before out of Star Wars? He wanted a whole new republic where the republic would go against God and they would believe in different things. And he believed that they should take away our guns, and so did Hillary Clinton. They wanted to take away our weapons so we had nothing to defend ourselves. We would have became a slave nation to Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. And that's what they were hoping for. They wanted full control. They wanted everybody. And everybody would think, oh, she's doing a great thing. In reality, would that stop problems? No. Because guess what's going to happen? If they took away our guns and the right to protect ourselves, more school shootings would happen because we would have nothing to protect our kids in school. Look at these brave teachers that went to go get handguns that are trained to shoot anybody that tries to harm our kids in school. Look at this. These are people that are willing to risk their lives, that are Trump supporters, and believe that we should have the right to bear arms. It's in our Constitution. The right to free speech and the right to bear arms is our biggest in the Constitution. Without weapons, we would never be able to protect our kids. We would have military coming in, taking our kids and doing God what you know to them. It would be a Nazi camp. And look at this. You got to compare this. Underneath the Barack Obama administration and George Bush Jr. administration, why was he turning old Walmarts into prison camps? Have you gone to like Oklahoma or Oregon lately or to other places? They have an old style Walmart since the new Walmart opened. They took the old Walmart, put barbed wire all around it. They have guards that guard it, military, and they don't do it anymore, but they did at the time. And they had to the point where inside of the store, they had cells that were built to house citizens. Anybody that refused to give their guns, they had a morgue set up in case they had to shoot citizens that were trying to protect their weapons and their rights. They were about to try to murder my dad because he had guns and he has a right to under his Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, or Third Amendment. And law enforcement tried to take that away from him. He took it to court and won. We had a common law judge that used common law and realized with common sense that what they were doing was wrong. And this is the thing. Columbia County lost. And now they're going after me and my wife because we're strong believers in the Constitution and common law, and they don't like that. But let me bring you back to the fact before I get off. Our United States is the highest in the world of the most locked up people. We have so many innocent people sitting in prisons right now that our prisons are packed full with innocent people. Falsified evidence by the hands of law enforcement because they believe their badges are greater than citizens. Donald Trump is trying to put a stop to this, people. You can too. Remember, being undercover means you have to do things to make yourself look like you're committing crimes. Donald Trump is not really committing crimes. He's typing things up, and he's got advisors that have plans, and all of this is planned, just like the national emergency he's got going. This has been a plan since the mass arrest. We all heard that he's doing a mass arrest, and that's what he's doing. You know, Barack Obama is in prison right now. I can verify this. Why do you think you don't see him in the media anymore? Barack Obama has dropped off the face of the earth is because he's sitting in a federal prison in Gitmo being tried for war crimes because he's a Muslim. He lied, said that he was from Hawaii when he was not. If you look at his records they supposedly have, they don't even match the Hawaiian traditional paperwork. It looks like something he printed off a computer, and believe it or not, there's an app that you can print fake documents and fake backgrounds of origin on yourself. You can change your identity so that it looks so real you can fool people. I've actually seen apps, and I can pull it up for you right now. For instance, let me go to the App Store. Fake IDs. There's fake IDs. ID photo free, ID 12 Stone employee, barcode state ID scanner, caller ID faker, fake ID. Let me read this one to you. This is called fake ID. This is what Barack Obama used. It says in here, as you go through, read more, and you can look this up. Fake ID manages fictional identity data to help blur your identity online. Sometimes giving a personal data to a website is a good idea. You want the goods ordered to arrive at your real postal address, right? But sometimes that data is used in less appealing ways to track you, to sell things if stolen. Personal data also is used as supplementary passwords to your accounts. As knowing many websites, as they're referring to, is people can track your real identity online, and they offer fake IDs and fake backgrounds so you can't get tracked. There's a thing called ID scanner or DNI 3.0 generator fake. You can make yourself look like you're from another country just by using this. I mean, there is a lot of things online, people. Your state ID cards, fake call creator, fake caller ID, driver license secure, fake driver's license. Spoof call, fake video call girlfriend, smart card maker pro, ID photo pro, calleridfaker.com, fake caller ID, fake text messages, fake calls, virtual ID light, phone ID faker, ID card wallet, device ID changer. That's how Barack Obama did it, is he lied to America by using these apps and using this technology. If I wanted to call someone, I can change my caller ID to make it look like it was the White House. I can make it look like that Donald Trump is making calls just by simply going to the fake caller spoofer app. And I can make it look like Donald Trump made a call to another country. Or that there was proof of evidence that Donald Trump called from the White House. Even a secure number, like what Cohen said he had, could be used by a spoofer app or a spoofer technology. And he can call the White House or make it look like the White House, Donald Trump's personal number, called someone in Russia. It's all on the App Store, people. You could do the exact same thing. They have apps after apps of different things. Millions of apps that do millions of things. I can tell you that they even have apps to change your pictures. What do you think about Facebook? I mean, they have the face recognition software that can make you look like someone else. or torque that can make you look like someone else. So I'm making this video for YouTube is because I want people to open their eyes to the possibility that the Democrats are using this against Donald Trump. And believe it or not, there's an app that's called Fake Documents and Fake Checks. That check was a forge, and I can guarantee that it was, people. So I'm making a video to YouTube to have you guys open up the possibility that all these documents he has are fake. They're not real. You can go on a computer and fake sign people's signatures. Why do you think fraud is so easy in identity theft? I mean, there's hackers on the deep web that can tell you that's what they use is these apps. If you want someone's credit card number, as long as you know what it looks like, you can. If you have a card builder or a card printer, you can easily build someone's credit card and go use it with the magnetic strip. It's that easy. Open your guys' eyes, because what Colin said today was a crack of lies. He forged all these documents to try to get himself out of trouble and off the sentence. He tried to manipulate American citizens so that he can get out of jail. And there's a saying in Monopoly, get a card to get out of jail free. That's what he was trying to do by lying. All this proof that he has, he even stated to a judge, and he stated today he was mad, and he made the comments that I'm effing going to get you, and that I'm effing going to make sure you pay. Reason why he doesn't want Donald Trump there is because if Donald Trump takes a polygraph or goes and presents himself and shows he's telling the truth, he knows that he would lose. And he would be embarrassed and people would go after his family. Realize, I could take a document right now, like I'm saying, I could take a document right now. I can print a fake document out, sign it, forge it, and you would have problems. I could easily do things online that people can't imagine. I mean, you could easily change your photo ID or take someone else's kid and call it your own. That's how sick it is online. So I leave you on this note. Please think about this. You can get a hold of me by tuning in to Spreaker. It's called News and Talk. Randy and Suling. That is the actual name. I also go by James. I got 2 legal names. Foster and my real. Listen in. I take feedback from both sides. It's not just one side. It's all sides. I listen to all ages. I want to hear what your feedback is. I really believe America has a right to express and understand. Please realize no violence, no cussing. Just be man to man or woman to woman. Just tell us what you're thinking, what your idea is. Help us find a solution. I mean, we can work together as American citizens. Let's do so. But impeaching a president based on Cohen's information, let's not do that, because Cohen is a liar. And I can tell you, just by reading his evidence and looking at that, any hacker and any professional can tell you all those documents are fake. They don't exist. So please tune in to me on Spreaker. I leave you tonight. It's getting late, but I leave you on that note. Tune in to me from 8 p.m. to midnight, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. On Spreaker, if you download the app, it's similar. I can show you what the app looks like. It is really easy to download. It's on this phone, but it's called Spreaker. And you can download it, and there's an app with a microphone, so when I'm on live, you just push the microphone, it calls me here, and I can bring you online on the internet for everybody to hear. And then tell me what your thoughts are on this, people, because I'm curious. Should military officers have the right to use their military training to terrorize and intimidate people because they're veterans? Should they have the rights to constantly threaten citizens that can not defend themselves and are having problems of their own that they're dealing with? Let me know. And America, it will be great again. And I'm hoping that the president will call martial law to deal with the corruption. I'm James, your podcaster, signing out for the night. But tune in to my news and talk, and I will share my information with you. Good night, God bless, and may God be with you.